This is my new favorite old fashioned.
Cool.
Easily. Like,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit.
Who's Mr. Tubbs?
You know better than me.
So now all of us are. I mean, so anybody comes in, because I get that question all the time.
Yeah.
Mr. Tubbs.
Yeah.
So this building was built in 1950. From 1950 to 1952, it was a cold storage facility. In 1952, I believe Boone's Butcher Shop, which is one of the best butcher shops in the state, opened up, and obviously cold storage up here wasn't needed as much, turned into a laundromat. From 1952 to 2020, it was a laundromat, and it was Mr. Tubbs. So whenever it closed down because of COVID, because basically everything closed down, it unfortunately never reopened. But then when we were able to purchase the property, when we go around town getting permits or whatnot, everybody was like, "Oh, Mr. Tubbs building, Mr. Tubbs building." And all along, I think in the back of our mind, we knew we were keeping the name Mr. Tubbs.
That's awesome.
And then, I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a picture up here of
Oh, yeah,
old
yeah.
Mr. Tubbs. It was a white building with a blue crescent style of awning on it and everything. That's I guess the day or two after we closed on the property.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's Mr. Tubbs because it is Mr. Tubbs. Like authenticity and like all those things we were talking about earlier, the ability to build on something that already exists makes sense to us wherever it happens.
Yeah.
Whether it's about bourbon knowledge or tasting things or the buildings that we're in. Like, in this regard, everybody local knows exactly what we're talking about without there being any necessary. And everybody not local, it doesn't matter. They don't know it if I called it, Tropic Hawaii. Like it just, so like
Also a
Mr.
cool
Tubbs
name.
is just, next spot. But that's what, the idea behind it was.
Yeah.
Was just keeping that,
Yeah. I like
the
that.
history it has.
If it, like you've been saying, if it grows here, it goes here.
It goes here.
So Mr. Tubbs grew here, and now it goes here. That's cool.
Speaking of something else that's here, is our Bardstown Old Fashioned.
Oh heck yeah! Hey, look at that. Okay, so why was this important to do this for you guys?
So Bardstown Old Fashioned, first of all, Willet. Willet Distillery is about as good a friend as we've been lucky enough to have.
Yeah.
Drew Colsveen is one of the owner-operators, and he lives on the same block that we're on right now. Technically, it's the street.
Sure.
But he's 200 yards from us right now at any given time. And we
watching
like
and
to
waiting.
be, exactly. And we wanted to put something on there. He's a big old-fashioned fan. Obviously, it's one of the big call drinks in Kentucky, but we wanted one that you could only get here. And so Old Bardstown 100 Proof is only available in the state of Kentucky,
Gotcha.
which is very cool. We grew up in Washington County where we had the Sorghum and Tobacco Festival. So sorghum is a thing that we've embraced for a long time. We make the simple syrup out of sorghum instead of sugar or turbinado. Bitters, instead of using the classic Angostura bitters, we use black walnut bitters.
Cool.
Because that's a flavor from here. There's a lot of sort of locals that grow, or they don't grow black walnuts, they grow here, and then we process them. And so we decided to make an old fashioned that was all about Bardstown. And this would be is those flavors. The bourbon you can only get here. It's a little lower proof than our cast strength as well. We always have a cast strength old fashioned on the menu. So our 100 proof is the low strength of the two. Yeah.
I like that.
And it's a slight bit sweeter than a normal Old Fashioned.
Yeah, so this is our version. If somebody wants something a little bit sweeter and very of the place, this is the one we give them. If you're there for a cast strength, kiss, that's where we go. And we rotate through what we use for cast strength. I think Maker's Cask is our most common right now. But yeah, this is just one of the versions we have.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's great. People do their play on old fashions, and I'm always curious. A lot of times it's just like they come up with a new reason to name something else, and it's the same damn thing. But this is so rooted in this place.
Yeah, we very much don't want to change things for the sake of changing.
Yeah.
It would just be, here's. But like I said, you're at the beach and everybody's making an old fashioned.
Sure.
So how do you give them something that still speaks about where we are, but isn't the same thing they've had
Yeah.
15 times?
Sure.
Like that's the idea.
What is sorghum? Like, does it look like sugar? Like, what?
Yeah, it's a cane. So sorghum is a cane
Like sugar cane.
Like sugar cane, exactly, sorghum. And then the top of it, you can keep the seeds and pop them. So there's like pop sorghum in the health food stores and stuff now. And the rest, they just get a press. And at least in our little town, they hook a donkey to a press, and you feed it through just like you see them do for sugarcane, and it presses all the insides out. So like a sap comes out, and then they put that over a wood fire, reduce it, and turn it into the correct texture of. Well, no, it's. I'll bring a bottle of it out in a minute, but it's syrup.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like maple syrup. It's just like a sap, just like a maple syrup,
okay.
but it comes from
Maple syrup?
a different. Yeah.
Cheers. Wow.
Appreciate you.
That's gonna be so good.
The smell is the best. Like when you give that a big.
That citrus.
Oh, that's so good.
Man, I've had a good old.
Oh, nice.
This is how we get ours.
Oh, it's literally a
Hell yeah.
jar of syrup.
I love that everything you bring out is giant.
Oh yeah, we use industrial only. And like right there is great. Often asked question about sorghum. What is the difference between sorghum and molasses? Sorghum comes from only sorghum cane and is a pure product. Molasses generally is a sugarcane byproduct or a blended product. So this is bourbon and that is whiskey.
This is my new favorite old fashioned.
Cool.
Easily. Like,
Oh yeah.
holy shit. This is like, I never had a cocktail that tasted like this. For
No,
real.
it's not an ingredient that, I mean,
That's
somebody's
crazy.
doing it, but
Dude, that's a Tootsie Roll.
yeah. Yeah,
Who knew that's what I wanted? in my
very
life?
much.
Wow.
Awesome.
So good.
Fantastic.
Hey, it's those sorghum makers. It's
Damn.
Drew and Emmett Willett. It's, you know what I mean? Like, we're just lucky to have good local stuff to get to play with.
I feel like it takes the hands of a man who's worn a suit to a strip club to make a drink this good.
I have to
The
agree.
dilution is perfect.
It's just something about the way.